Hello again. Hopefully we've fixed our audio issues and you can hear me slightly better than you did this morning. A slight problem with our microphones working outside in the garden, but hopefully it's all working and you can hear me properly. So it's time for some activities. Hopefully you've set up your tents, got all your beds ready and are ready for your overnight experience. So two little activities first. So we've got garden archery and soap carving, some nice little easy activities to start off the day. So garden archery is really simple. You need some of these, some lollipop sticks, some dental floss or cotton or string, and some cotton buds. 3 little things, and we can make a small bow and arrow out of it. So you need to soak these. Okay, so I've got some here, Blue Peter Styley, that have been soaking in a frying pan, but I've been told off for using the frying pan and not a bowl, but you know, it holds water, what does it matter? So you need to soak them for a while because it makes them nice and bendy, because if you don't soak them, when you bend them they just snap and that's not very good. Okay, so get your nice soaked lollipop stick, and then you need to cut the notches in it like it says in the instructions. Now to do this you're going to have to use something that is slightly sharp, a knife or something. Okay, so make sure that we're thinking safety first. Okay, if you're a beaver or a cub or even a younger scout, you probably need to get a grown-up or an adult to help you with this bit. Okay, make sure that you're doing it nice and safely. You need to cut in total 5 notches into your lollipop stick. So I've cut quite a big notch in the middle here, so that's going to be where our little arrow made from a cotton bud rests when we fire it, and then at each end there's a pair of notches which is where the string goes. Having played with this morning and done a few versions of it, it's quite important to make sure these notches aren't too big and are quite straight. Okay, so if you end up with a notch like this at the end, the string tends to fall out and it's quite difficult to get it to hold in place. Okay, so notches like this. Then you need some dental floss, or about that much is probably enough. Okay, and we start at one end and we just need to tie it in and wrap it. Oh, hang on a sec, it's tricky doing this. A little knot and then wrap it around the end like so. Once you've tied it, make sure you wrap it around a good few times to make sure that it stays nice and tight. You need to make sure that your string is on the same side as that notch that you've cut for your rest, because if it comes down the other side it's not going to line up properly. Okay, do that one end, and then we need to bend the stick. Okay, I found that handily the cotton bud pot is about the right size, just to give you a guide to bend your stick around while you're doing it. Okay, and then you tie it off at the other end like you did at the top, and you end up with a nice curvy stick with a nice taut string on it. All right, and your little notch lined up ready to go. Then you need to get one of your cotton buds. Okay, now this needs a little bit of work because it needs to have only one end on it, so again we're going to use something sharp. I've got a knife, you might be using scissors if you're at home. All right, but again if you're younger, make sure you get some supervision, do it nice and safely, and we're just going to cut off, you think that was easier, wouldn't you, one end of the cotton bud. All right, so you end up with a bit like this, which is then your little your arrow, I guess. And then the wind's coming to help me in my endeavours. Okay, and then you can put that, hold your bow and arrow, and then if you've done it right, it'll fly quite a long way. That's probably gone 3 or 4 meters across the garden here. All right, so really good. So you can make some little paper targets. Make sure that we're not shooting at other people or your pets or anything else that might be in the garden. So no attacking poor Rover with your mini bow and arrow. Right, make sure that we're just shooting at a nice target. Okay, if there's a few of you around and you've all made them, then you can have a little bit of a competition, see who's the best shot. All right, so that's activity number 1. All right, I'll move that all out of the way now. This is my audition for Blue Peter. I don't think it's going that well, but you know, we'll get better. Right, move all that out of the way. I want that. Oh, it's tricky doing stuff outside with wind. All right, and number 2 is soap carving. Now I've got a lovely orange round bit of soap which I've stolen off a small scout called Izzy. Thank you very much, Izzy, for letting me have this. Okay, I'll give her a name drop just to make her smile. All right, mine's got a Lego man stuck in the middle of it. I don't think you can see that, and glitter. All right, but you can use any bar of soap. A normal white bar is probably just as easy. Okay, and then if you get a Sharpie or a permanent marker, because other brands other than Sharpie are available, you can kind of mark out on it what you're gonna carve. And soap's really good because it's really nice and soft, so we can carve it with a lollipop stick, a plastic knife, hairpins and things like that are really good if you want to do some really quite detailed work on it. But there's no need to use a sharp knife or anything for this one. Okay, so we can do it with something just as simple as a lollipop stick, and you can just start carving away. All right, and it comes away quite easily. I'm trying to carve a fleur-de-lis into here, but my drawing skills are quite rubbish. But you get the idea. It's quite an easy activity to do, and if you take a little bit of time over it, you can come out with some quite cool designs. And it'd be really great to see what you guys have got up to with your soap carving. All right, remember to share those pictures on social media so that we can all see how you're getting on today with what you're doing with your activities. And it'd also be great to see some pictures of your campsites, which must be looking quite good now that you've been setting them up this morning. Okay, so that's that. The information for those activities are on Facebook and on the website. The link should be here somewhere in the top corner of your screens, and it'll be up on the screen again in a minute. All right, so you've got some time to go and do them, and then we'll be posting the demonstration for your lunch in about 45 minutes or so. All right, so that you can start thinking about how you're going to cook your camp pizzas for lunchtime. All right, so we'll see you later. Have fun and stay safe.